What's up, ring slingers? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, the co-host of the Emerald Echo podcast. Here with a look at the Green Lantern Movie Masters 9-inch figure of Kilowog. This figure is actually my favorite from the Green Lantern Movie Masters line. As you can see, Kilowog comes in right at about 9 inches. So he's part of the scale that's about 5.5 inches for the other figures. As you can see here, this is the correct height difference to reflect what we saw in the movie. And I just love this figure. There's so much to like about it. Obviously, I love the portrayal by the late, great Michael Clark Duncan, and I wish Kilowog would have gotten more time in the movie. But nonetheless, let's take a look at the details of the figure that is still in the package. The figure comes in this outer box. It says Green Lantern, Movie Masters, Kilowog, Adult Collector. There's the Mattel logo. The rest of it is just white. It's very basic, but it's nice to have an extra layer of protection for your figure. As far as the packaging on this goes, I really do like it. You see it's shaped like the Green Lantern logo. I appreciate that. It's very unique. I like how the figure is framed and centered within the packaging. It says Movie Masters Kilowog, Green Lantern Adult Collector. There's a look from the side. Pretty much the exact same on the other side. Here's a look at the top. There's a nice product shot there. And here's a brief bio of Kilowog. If you'd like to read it, go ahead and pause the video and do so now. Now let's take a closer look at the loose figure. Really, the only major criticism I have of this figure is that it doesn't come with any accessories. I really would have liked a personal power battery, but otherwise the figure itself is close to perfect. So let's have a look at the lower body here, and I appreciate all this molding here. It just looks so great. See, like all these wrinkles, and the way the toes have been sculpted, all this texturing here. That's very accurate for the film. You can see all this that looks like those gigantic muscles that Kilowog has. There's just so much detail to the legs here. In terms of articulation, there actually is movement here at the ankle. That's pretty good. It doesn't pivot very much, but it is very sturdy, I will say that. There's this hinge here at the knee. You can actually get him to kick out pretty far, so the knee gives you a little bit of movement there, and I certainly appreciate that. Like I said, this figure you get it set and it's very sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall. Looking at the upper thighs and the hip area here, and again, you get the continued texturing here. I really like the way that looks. Get all this great sculpting. You can see that's on the back here too. Again, with the hamstrings here. Gives you these enormous quads, and that's what you would expect. The leg actually has better articulation than you would think. I didn't expect it to go out that far. I would have preferred it to go out a little bit further, but that's still pretty good. It goes back further than I thought. I'll say that. And of course, it kicks forward very well. There's also the waist swiveling here. So again, you do have lots of posing options with this figure despite the size. There's good engineering on this figure. Let's take a look at the upper torso here. Now, I will say this, there's no torso joint, and some people will say that that needed to be there, and that's valid. But for me, I'm okay with that because I think if you move that around too much, the upper part of the figure is just so bulky and heavy. I think it would be easy for that to loosen up over time, no matter how well it was constructed, and then you have a figure that sags. So I'm okay with that joint not being there. As far as the Green Lantern symbol goes, it looks really good. The paint application's nice and tight. As I always say, I prefer raised logos, either sculpted or a separate piece being put on, but that does look nice. As far as the back goes, the lats back here, you get this massive back here. And again, the continued texturing, though, they still do that. For the trapezius up here, that looks really good. You can see that from the front there. Really massive. I mean, just the way that you'd want Kilowog to look. So yeah, again, this figure is just molded very well. So the arms are just massive, and you would expect that, but you still see the attention to detail here, both with the texturing and the variation in color. So I appreciate that. Movement here at the wrists, so that's good. Also at the elbow here, It's just a single joint, but it still moves well. And I have to give Mattel credit here for the way the arm moves. You can get it to go out that far. It actually has 360 degrees of rotation, so that's impressive as well. Let's have a look at the ring here. So this is what I want when it comes to a Green Lantern ring on a figure. The molding is outstanding. The paint is outstanding. This really looks like it's a ring that's there, that's been slid onto the finger, and I just love this. This is exactly what I want when I have a Green Lantern figure, in particular one of this scale. Same attention to detail over here with the left hand. Certainly appreciate that. Again, it would have made a really good hand for a personal power battery. But I really do like the molding there and even the attention to detail on the fingernails. And as you can see, this is really impressive articulation for a figure with such massive limbs. I'm sure you won't be surprised when I say that I love this head sculpt. Really like how the eyes look. This like very stern, like simmering look on Kilowog's face. I love it there. The nose, all the wrinkles that have been sculpted in. Lots of differentiation in the tone of the skin too, so it looks real. You know, it's not just one like plastic color. You can see lots of variation in that. Looks really good. The jaw looks really good. I really did like the movie design, I have to say. And of course, I loved Michael Clark Duncan's voice with it. And I've got to say, this is impressive movement too. Of course, you would expect it to go side to side a little bit, but you can actually get it to go up and down. And that's good when it comes to posing. So yeah, I have to give them an A+ when it comes to this head sculpt. I hope you have enjoyed this review. If so, please like and subscribe. Remember to catch me on the Multiverse Musings vidcast available right here on YouTube. And also stay tuned at the end of this video for some articulation shots. And I'll be back to the internet with more Green Lantern related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.